decided that what she had done was wrong, because when she went over to be with the popular group at school, she realised that she didn't fit in, and also they were like quite horrible, and she found out that they were using her as well. Now, I was all alone for the rest of the week. I didn't just feel like the Kasey I am. I felt as lonely and as lost as a lost ant in a gigantic world. I tried everything to try and make my BFFs talk to me, but it just didn't work. I phoned up, but they hung up on me. I texted them, but they never replied. I met them online, but they left me out and played amongst themselves. I even stayed up all night making them a pop-up sorry card with glitter, acrylic paints, watercake paint colours, cards, gems and some necklaces for them to keep. But when I handed it to them, they just took it. I cannot bear to write what happened next. Later on that day, I found the card ripped and inside the garbage bin. The necklaces were there too, all broken. I just could not believe what I saw. I actually felt like calling the principal on them. They even invited Maddie to join them every day at lunch and recess. Have you had any hard and pressuring times? If you have, please write what happened down below to make me feel alright again. And there's an interactive part which has a few lines in the book where you can write if you've been in a similar situation.
And how to definitely overcome them in the right way. What are those most common challenges or barriers faced by today's children or young people? What would you say?
Well, there's things like peer pressure, there's bullying, and there's also like an example of peer pressure is basically when you know something's not right, or even if it is right and you just don't want to do it, and loads of people and all your mates and they're all pressuring you to do it, and you don't really feel right doing it, but like you want to do it just to fit in. I haven't really faced so far, well before I think I have, but not right now. I haven't faced the challenge of peer pressure. And there's bullying, there's being a victim of bullying and being a bully yourself, because both victims and bullies have their own problems. And there's also things...
What would you say these are the problems? What problems do bullies have because they put people down?
They could be getting abused at home, or it could be family problems, and this might sound really strange, but if you are getting bullied, there's many things you can do. One of them is you can come to the training classes, and also you should understand the bully first, because they might not be bullying you because they want you to feel like less.
Which is because they're struggling themselves.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I can explain it properly. Or it could be because they're being put down or they're being bullied as well, so they want someone else to feel less like higher than they are.
Yeah.
If you get me.
Thank you. And so, how could they effectively overcome such situations? Maybe peer pressure or bullying. What can they do? What would you give to any child? We will listen to this later on or right now to help them overcome.
Like I said before, you can come to our training classes because we do loads of different things like confidence building, self-esteem and confidence building, like I just said before. And there's many other things, and there are loads of different topics underneath which will help with these things. And you can always tell a teacher, tell a parent, because you never have to keep it to yourself.
Thank you. Any message for children? Okay, you just said that. What is the role of positive role models for children? And who are your greatest role models and why? First of all, what role with role models do you think as children you all need role models?
We do all need role models because it's an example of like who we want to be and how it will help us, because if you see like many people are on social media and on YouTube and things, and the time that you're spending watching their video, they're making money off it, but you're not really. Or the time that you spend playing other people's games, they'll be making money and you won't be. So you always need a role model, and also you need someone like a parent or a cater to push you all the time. And I think my role model would be you and Annie LeBlanc, because she's a YouTuber, she's an author, she's a singer, and she's many more. And I used to I used to just sit there watching her videos and like be like a really big fan. But then I realised that if I just sit there and watch other people's videos, I could be doing stuff in the time that I'm watching her videos, or I could be doing some revising, or I could be like doing what she's doing.
Amazing, thank you. And for children who don't have role models, Maria, what would you say? Every adult be the role models. I've just said that, and I'll let you say what you want to say, because we are role models as leaders, as parents, as adults. It's our duty and obligation to take care of children who don't have a role model. We are there for them, and I'll let you say what will happen. What can we do?
always have teachers that are there to support us in school.
In St. John Bosco. Yeah.
And
if you're in Liverpool, you need to be thinking about St. John Bosco Arts College seriously.
And they're always there to support us. They're always there to like see if there's different things. I'm not sure what they're called. Like, oh yeah, they're like programs, yes. And they help homes and stuff. And there's also if people have been put into foster care and haven't had like a really good past, you can always rely on yourself and others around you.
Thank you, Latoya. Okay, I think you just answered that. How we could get parents and role models more involved in their children's lives?
And you should know what your child wants to be, because say if they wanted to be a dancer, you could take them to like a really good dance class, and it's better to start when you're younger, because then you have more passion for it, because younger children are really energetic and really excited, and they're more, even though they really get like distracted, it's easier for them to get distracted. I think that it's easier for them to focus on what they want to have done, because they don't have that much distractions like social media.
Thank you. And what can today's young children do to successfully maximize their very unique gifts and diverse talents and abilities and take positive action? So we know that children have a lot of gifts, like everyone has said here. It's just Latoya. Some have many more gifts and talents than Latoya standing here today. You know, how can we help children, or how can children maximize these unique gifts and abilities that they have?
You could practice at home. You could practice in outside clubs, and there's after school clubs, and there's many more things, and not social media, like electric, like gadgets, phones and computers. Nowadays it's really easier to do much more stuff, but there is positive effects on it, there is negative effects.
And what are the negative effects?
Getting carried away, and there's stuff like bullying, and it's worse on social media, because like you say, most of the times you can say something that's really horrible and it would really upset someone's feelings, but all you need to do is delete the text message and it looks like it's gone, but it's already been sent to the person, they've already seen it, and they've already got like really upset about it.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. I'll just have to rephrase that. So we really need to be careful, you know, as we go to social media, because like we said, when we hurt someone, we might just say, or delete it, but honestly, we've already done the hurt. It's like putting a nail on the wall. You know, you've done a hole, you've drilled that hole there. You can take it off and thinking that it's gone. The hole is still there, the pain is still there. And we should really think properly when we say things. And it's good for children to have positive role models online as well, so they might watch their words. And research have shown that a lot of young children are not sensitive, because they're just used to texting. They don't see people. They don't understand how much they can hurt and how sensitive, you know, people could be. Thank you. How does technology, which you've just answered, negatively affect young people? You've answered that. We're just going to move on. What should children stop doing that hinders them from thriving and succeeding?
Stop procrastinating, spending hours and hours, because I think I did this once when I had to revise for a test, and I was going to go on Math Watch, and I just like saw a video and I clicked on it, and then there was like more, and I clicked on it, and I kept clicking and clicking, and the whole hours that I could have been revising for, I just was spending my time watching videos that did really help me.
And how did you get back on track?
The next day, I didn't really get good test scores that I usually would have got.
Obviously, there are negative consequences, and So I think all of us, and she's just being honest. I think with adults it happens sometimes, I'm hardworking, but there are times when you just feel like, you just procrastinate. It happens to all of us. But the key message is that if we can really be goal-oriented, action-oriented, and let's just take actions every day. They might not be great. Little steps make a great journey of 1,000 miles. Thank you. So, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years from now?
In the next 5 years, I want to have published over 40 books. I want to open my own clothing line, and I want to have my own cosmetics as well.
Good luck. I can't say anything about that. I wonder if I can publish 40 books. Who can publish 40 books in 5 years? I can't do that. I'm not sure. Okay, Caleb, well done. Is it something in the genes? But I don't think it's in mommy's gene. Where is that? Oh, that's my brother there. I think it's a family gene. That's my elder brother. Yeah. Maybe it's not from me, it's from the four chaps. Dad is not here, so I can permit myself to say that. Great. Any confidence tips for young children and for parents to help their children as well? Because I understand if a parent you're not confident, it's hard to push up your child to be confident. So what tips would you have first for children and then parents, how they can help their children?
Always be yourself, and you should think before you act. But if it's a different kind of situation where people are judging you for it, then you should just go for your gut instinct and just be you. And I keep saying this again and again, but you can come to our training.
She's gonna be a good entrepreneur today. You can come there. She has all the solutions. And for those who cannot have the solution from you adult, mom is here, isn't it? Okay. Yeah.
You should know what your child is going through, and especially if it's on social media, there's ways to sort it out. Like you can sit down and talk to them. And I've seen it in America where many parents catfish their children, and I don't think that's like a right way to get your child off social media and being distracted by doing bad things. Or some parents will like go through the search histories, but sometimes it would be like, if it's really serious, it would be a good thing to do so, but it's better to have like a sit down and a talk, because you need to know like the backstory before you just judge what's happening. Even if they look like a really bad person, you need to know what happened and what made them do those actions.
Oh, and I guess as we're focused on their children's strengths and unique abilities, we help them, isn't it? Okay.
I'm just wondering, you started writing at 7. How could you have thought about writing at 7? What inspired you?
We did loads of English in class, and we did loads of competitions in our primary school, and even when I went to year 4, I attended a private school first, but then I went to St. Sebastian's Catholic primary school, and there was loads of writing competitions, and I think I did a poem one time and it got accepted into a library somewhere.
Oh my god. Okay.
And you just enjoy writing?
Yeah, I just like writing.
Cool. So do you have friends who do like you? Or are you the only one amongst all your friends who is writing?
I have friends who like writing, but I don't really have friends who publish it.
And you definitely inspire them now.
Yeah, loads of them want to write the book.
Oh, congratulations, my dear.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.